हाय गाइस, फाइनेंस इज इम्पोर्टेंट इन लाइफ। तो आज मैं आपको इंट्रोड्यूस करूंगी लीडिंग वेल्थ मैनेजर विनीत नंदा जी से। सर नमस्ते, रियली थैंक यू फॉर ज्वाइनिंग।
थैंक यू।
सबसे पहले हम स्टार्ट करेंगे आपकी जर्नी से।
So I'm a mechanical engineer from Delhi College of Engineering, and then I did my MBA from Faculty of Management Studies. I was a gold medalist in Delhi University.
Amazing.
Post that, I worked with Citibank and corporate banking.
Okay.
And then, I was not happy with how my own money was being managed. So I changed my domain area from corporate banking into personal finance and started my own finance services firm. And today we manage more than 2,000 crores worth of investments.
Amazing.
And our firm is among the fastest growing, among the top companies in India in this domain.
That's amazing, wonderful. So how come mechanical engineering transformed to finance? Like how come?
Sure. See, what happens is that life journey is not very predictable. So let's say when you are in 12th, at our times the choices for kids who are academically bright were basically either doing engineering or doing medicine. Doing medicine meant that you had to go into biology classes and you had to do experiments on dead mice. And somehow I felt this is tough to do.
Okay.
And I've got two elder brothers. My father, everyone was an engineer. So engineering seemed to be easier choice or a more natural choice. Fortunately, I got through, Delhi College of Engineering. It was one of the best colleges in India. And therefore that journey started. Now, once you are, finishing engineering, then you start looking at what is the next step in life, right? So typically, again, there are three choices. One is that you start doing a job in the engineering domain. Second is that then you do some kind of master's in engineering, or you do more specialized course in engineering. The third thing is that you have developed technical skills. And then the idea is that how do you develop some managerial skills to be able to, from a corporate perspective, not only be able to join, but how do you then grow? Because over a period of time, people skills and management skills become more important in an organization rather than the specific technical skills. And therefore, at that point of time, the next progression was in terms of going for MBA. And that's how MBA happened. And again, I was very fortunate that I got to one of the top B schools in the country.
Wow.
And then once one was doing engineering, because I did my summer training with Citibank, I got a pre-placement offer from Citibank, and hence, joined Citi from the campus itself.
So how long you worked with Citibank?
So I worked with Citi for around 4 years.
4 years. Yeah. Then afterward you started your own.
So then actually I hijacked my wife's recruitment business to start with. And then as I made more money, I realized that there was a gap in our financial ecosystem for good quality advisors. Because typically the first go-to financial entity for any individual is the bank. But RMs who used to come from the bank to basically assist me for my investments used to keep on changing every 6 months. So every 6 months a new RM used to come, and when I used to inquire what happened to the old RM, they would say that, he's been promoted, he's quit his job, he's gone for higher education. And because these RMs used to keep on changing, they really had no long-term vision of how do they want my money to grow. So they were only interested in selling any new funds which are coming at that point of time, which were helping in achieving their targets. So then it reached a situation where, I told those guys to stop coming to me, and I started doing my own research so that I could use them for only execution because they were adding no value to my entire investment journey. So as I started doing my own research, obviously I started building my own knowledge around the domain area. And then, around the mid-30s, my other friends who were from similar backgrounds, they also expressed how they were feeling handicapped and not being adequately being able to plan their financial goals per se.
Right.
And they also motivated me to start looking at the wealth management domain as one of the domains for extending my entrepreneurship domain.
Okay.
So keeping that in mind, around 2009-10 is when I started this particular journey from absolutely scratch, because I had no prior experience in personal finance and wealth management domain, etc.
Right. Okay, I was about to ask you, like, who inspired you most?
My father, actually.
That's amazing. Wonderful.
So my father, in his own career,
your journey is very inspiring, to be honest.
Yeah. So my father, actually, he came from Pakistan. He lost his father when he was barely 5. My grandmother was not very literate, but my father and my chacha both had this desire that within their family, just because they didn't have a father, they should not lag behind any of their extended family in terms of how they educate themselves and how do they achieve things. So they went through the hard partition time. They kind of self-studied, self-learned, and both of them reached the pinnacle of their respective careers. So my Chachaji, he retired as the Chief Engineer of Engineers India Limited. My father, he became the Engineer-in-Chief of Municipal Corporation of Delhi. And till date, he is the one and the only Director General Works of Municipal Corporation of Delhi, which was a position which was specially created for him because of years of service, and post his superannuation, that post kind of ceased to exist.
Amazing.
So, so basically, my father used to always, keep on motivating, saying that, listen, Mukesh Ambani runs 10 companies, right? You guys, and it's not about me, it was also my brothers. And his thing always was that you guys are as competent or more competent in terms of your education, your hard work, and therefore, why don't you look at doing more things, right?
So your inspiration is your dad.
Correct. So he was the one who kind of kept on always motivating to think big, to think more, and to grow bigger. And in fact, the name of the company also was kind of motivated by him and kind of recommended by him.
That's amazing. Wonderful. So you call yourself as a wealth manager or money manager?
So as per SEBI guidelines, from a mutual fund perspective, we are called mutual fund distributors.
Okay.
Because there are two classifications which are there. There are registered investment advisors, RIA. RII are advisors who are supposed to charge a fee to the client. MFDs are those who don't charge a fee to the client but are paid by the mutual fund companies per se.
Okay.
Now, India is a country where, people don't pay for service, right? So therefore, the RI model is still an evolving model. Majority of the distribution happens through the MFD route. And therefore, I prefer to continue to be an MFD rather than being an RI.
Okay. So एक चीज और बताइए, because जब हम इन्वेस्टमेंट करने के लिए सोचते हैं तो क्या चीजें हमारे माइंड में होनी चाहिए? कुछ लोग होते हैं वो बैंक में ही पैसे रख लेते हैं, बैंक में पैसा इन्वेस्ट करना है या हमें कोई इंश्योरेंस करना है, क्या क्या चीजें हमें अपने माइंड में रखनी चाहिए?
Sure. So, I think the biggest risk to one's financial future is inflation. Right? Okay. So, let's say the government declared inflation number is, let's say, broadly around 4 to 5%. But people who buy groceries every day or who kind of spend money every day probably realize that the real rate of inflation probably is maybe around 6-7% at least. Now, post-tax, if your money is not growing at least at 6-7%, then your money is depreciating. So when your money is lying in the bank, let's say in a savings account at 3% or in an FD at 7%, post-tax, you are earning 1.5% to 5%. So you may think your money is safe, but your money is safely depreciating.
Okay.
Right?
So it is better to invest.
So in today's day and age, investment is not a choice. It's a compulsion.
Okay.
Now when you are earning and you are spending, you may not realize the impact of inflation. But over a period of time, when your large financial goals start hitting you, and typically large financial goals for any household are a purchase of a property, it's your kids' higher education, and your retirement. Now, when those goals start hitting you, that is when you realize that then you are inadequately prepared for it. You know, I hear of a lot of cases where kids, parents tell their kids, listen, you want to go overseas, either you get a scholarship or we can't afford to send you, right? So, in today's day and age, financial planning is not a choice, it's a compulsion. And therefore, it is not a question of how much money you have. It's a question of how conscious you are of ensuring that money is not lying idle in the bank, but money is invested and it's growing at a pace which is able to beat inflation.
Very true. After listening you, for sure I'm going to invest now. And will take your advice, of course. एक बात मैं आपसे और पूछना चाहती हूँ. देखो, बहुत डूब जाते हैं काफी लोगों के पैसे, तो आप उनको कैसे, मतलब लाइक रिस्क फैक्टर होता है, तो आप कैसे उनको एडवाइस करेंगे कि कहाँ पे इन्वेस्ट करना चाहिए, सेफ, मतलब सेफ क्या रहेगा, आप वो थोड़ा बताइए.
So देखिए,
क्योंकि पैसा डूबना इज वेरी डिफिकल्ट, लाइक
रोड पे चलते हुए भी लोग मर जाते हैं, गाड़ी में जाते हुए लोग मर जाते हैं, ट्रेन में लोग मर जाते हैं. The fact is that जब आप ये केसेस सुनते हैं कि लोगों के पैसे डूब गए, invariably these are people who are investing without knowledge, who are investing without advice, and in majority of the cases they are speculating. See, the problem is that most people think that equities is a get rich quick vehicle actually. Not even get rich quick vehicle.
Wow.
The fact is that equities is the best asset class of wealth creation. But wealth creation happens over a period of 5, 10, 20 years. See, even today, majority of the wealth, let's say in India, is in real estate. Right? लोगों को real estate विश्वास क्यों है? क्योंकि जब रियल एस्टेट प्राइस गिरती है तो लोग बेच नहीं पाते, जब चढ़ती है तो बेचते नहीं है, तो therefore real estate is always considered like a long term asset.
Right.
So people talk about their real estate gains over a period of 10, 15, 20 years. The thing with financial investments is that it's liquid. So even if COVID happened, you could sell at a 30% loss also or 30% drawdown also. When COVID happened, you could not sell your property.
Very true.
Right? So, because you are able to see the movement of your money, therefore, emotionally, people react more to financial investment than they react to real estate. But if you hold real estate like any other asset, whether it's gold or whether it's real estate, and you hold equities for a period of 10, 20 years, the wealth creation that you will have will be far more. It will be far less hassle, and it will also be liquid and tax efficient.
Very true.
So essentially, if you are, for example, investing through a mutual fund route, and if you were to hold it for a period of 5-10 years, I am absolutely sure that there is no risk to your capital.
Okay, that's amazing.
The only concern that you have is volatility, and therefore, even in investments, it is not that equities is only asset class that you can invest in. You can invest in fixed income. You can invest into hybrid products which are a mix of equity and debt. You can invest into multi-asset products which are a mix of debt, equity and gold, silver, etc. So, at the end of the day, investment is must. But where you invest is a function of the risk profiling which has to be done in terms of what is the return that you expect, what is the volatility that you're comfortable with, what is the time horizon for which you have the money. So you basically understand your financial goals, you understand the time horizon of your investment, you understand your risk profiling. Based on that, then you do an asset allocation in terms of how do you want to split money into different asset classes.
Right.
And then within those asset classes, you invest money into the best funds, products per se. And therefore you create a portfolio.
Really, thank you. It's a valuable advice, to be honest. Okay, just wanted to ask you, because हमारा podcast है Within the Life, wish I can take many tips from you. एक ही बात बताइए, how to be super rich.
See, wealth creation is a journey, and as per Einstein, compounding is the eighth wonder of the world. So, therefore, it's important to ensure that money is not lying idle in the bank. Liquidity, you work hard to earn money. It's important to make money work hard. Second is be disciplined. By discipline, I mean not only discipline in terms of ensuring that you keep on investing money regularly. It's also around ensuring that as your income levels or savings level increase, you also keep on increasing your investment levels. And at the same time, ensure that you don't touch your corpus unless it's really essential, and you ensure that your money is able to compound and multiply.
Very true.
And therefore, wealth creation in the true sense will happen only with time and with patience and discipline.
And how do you balance your personal and professional life? Discipline is important, of course, I know, but how do you balance? My mom is वो भी banker है, तो बहुत मुश्किल होता है. तो आप कैसे manage करते हैं?
So see, obviously my wife is always complaining because see, my domain area and the challenge of being an entrepreneur is that at times it becomes very difficult to draw a line in terms of, where do you stop, right? Also, financial services is a domain area where it's evolving every day. There is a sea of information and knowledge which is there, and therefore the fact is that there is no end to the amount of input that you can absorb to be able to create better and better output as a financial expert. And therefore you have to find your own method in this madness. Okay. So in a way I work 7 days a week, but I also try and find my time through the 7 days a week. One luxury I do have is that I can work from anywhere.
That's amazing.
So potentially, based on my schedule of work, I try and take out time for family and for my personal endeavors whenever I can. So it is not strictly 5 days and 2 weeks or 2 days of off. It is in a way working 7 days and kind of personally enjoying 7 days. And also to some extent, when you enjoy what you do,
absolutely,
you don't think it's work.
You're very passionate about it.
It's like music, right? So I don't think anyone gets bored by music 7 days a week. So I think because I like what I do, it's not like I am working and I need a break. It's like you're enjoying work, and then you take out time and you enjoy other passions that you may have, like maybe traveling or food or
you
friends.
Like traveling?
Yeah, I love traveling.
So how many countries you have visited so far?
I don't have a number, but I think must be maybe around 25-30 at least.
And
maybe
favorite
more.
Destination?
So I think for different things, different places. I think from a beach place, I would say Maldives is one of the most memorable places.
Right.
My daughter is studying in New York. So from a city perspective, I think New York is fairly unique. And I think the the entire diversity which India provides in terms of traveling to Kerala or Andamans or Sikkim. I think sometimes we overrate traveling overseas. I think India itself has a lot to offer, and somehow my experience of travel within India has been quite kind of outstanding, because I've been to Sikkim, I've been to Andamans, I've been to Kerala. So I think India has a lot to offer. In fact, even the tiger reserves that we have, like there is Kabini near Bangalore, Jim Corbett, Dikala inside the jungle. One has had a fantastic tiger sighting, which probably you can't do anywhere in the world. So I think traveling is, in my view, more about getting away from your daily routine. It's not necessarily about traveling to another country. I think it's just kind of trying to take a break from your regular environment. And like during COVID, I spent 2 months in Kasauli.
That's nice.
Right, so I'd gone there for 10 days, but because of COVID, extended my stay. So I spent 60 days in Kasauli and had a fantastic time in Kasauli itself.
Nice, amazing.
So I think it's about just enjoying the environment, enjoying. God is like this creative genius who's created such beautiful experiences all around the world. And I think whatever of that you can absorb in your lifetime is a blessing.
एक चीज़ और पूछना चाहूँगी, आप यूथ को क्या मैसेज देंगे? बहुत डिस्ट्रैक्शन होता है, डिविएशन होता है, क्या एक अच्छा मैसेज देना चाहेंगे आप यूथ को?
Well, see, I think in some ways the youth today is much more knowledgeable, smarter.
Yes.
They are much more connected, but I think they are also under much more pressure, because their life technically is always under stare through the various social media norms they are.
Absolutely.
So the way I look at it is, I think you have to ensure that you stick to your basics first. Basics means that you have to first focus on, let's say, while you're in school, focus that you get proper education. You ensure that you get proper discipline of life in terms of timings. You ensure that you play a sport, whatever, you like golf, you like cricket, but do something in the field, because in real life, skills of dealing with others are very, very valuable. So when you play a sport, not only it keeps you physically active, but it helps you in terms of learning to take defeat, helps you how do you manage victory, it helps you in interacting with others, it helps you in learning about teamwork. And these are the skills that you not learn by watching a video or being on your phone.
Absolutely.
So therefore, try and develop some life skills which will probably take you very far in life.
Very true. What is important, money or education?
Education is very important.
It's important.
Because if you're well educated, money will come. If you use money for education, that may not be worth much.
Absolutely, I agree with you. So मैं चाहती हूँ आप एक मैसेज दीजिए विद इन द लाइफ के दर्शकों को, और आई रियली वेरी इंस्पायरिंग जर्नी आपकी, बहुत इंस्पायरिंग है, एंड ऑफ कोर्स इन्वेस्टमेंट के भी बहुत सारे प्लान्स मेरे दिमाग में चल रहे हैं, तो एक मैसेज आप दीजिए हमारे दर्शकों को.
So I would say that देखिए, focus on, in today's day and age, focus on health, happiness. I think those are very important. And as far as money is concerned, be patient, be disciplined. Find a good financial advisor. Don't try and do things yourself. इस जर्नी में सारथी बहुत ज़रूरी है, और don't think that सही टाइम आएगा. The right time is today. Start with whatever you can start with and keep on building it up. And it's a journey, and it's a journey that you have to undertake till you're alive. So the sooner you start, the more comfortable your financial future is going to be.
Thank you, Vineet Nanda ji. Really, really thank you so much.
Thank
Thank you, everyone. Hope you all enjoyed our podcast. See you again. Dhanyavad.